This card shows that you are not yet ready to make a change until you have determined the following. Hello good people. Today I'm going to take some time to just reflect on the progress that we have made for the last part of the year. I don't know what time you'll be watching this video, but there has been some progress from the start of the year to this point. What progress have you made on those plans or the changes that you had desired to make, either in your career, maybe in spirituality, probably in your relationship, probably in your work? It could be in any sphere of your life. You had good intentions, good plans for yourself, self-development, but how far have you come? So what we want to discuss today is just practical steps to help us make a change, and one that is lasting, and that one that is going to make a big impact in our life in the future. So you have had that intention to make that diet change, but so far not much has happened. Why? Because you look at what you'll be losing. If it's wheat products, you look out at what you'll be losing and you think, no, I cannot make this change. Or you want to start studying and you look at the 4 years of study or effort required of you, and you think, no, you will be losing your free time. Now, when you have that approach of what you'll be losing, then chances are, from neuroscience, brain will reject whatever change you would want to make. So you want to change your focus from what you will be losing to what you will gain. I'm going to be sharing 4 steps for us to be able to keep ourselves motivated and make the changes that we desire. So the first step, actually psychologists have found that there are about 6 steps for change of behavior. The first one is that stage where you haven't yet decided that you want to make a change. But there comes a time that you decide that I need to make a change. Something needs to be different about how I do things, maybe in my relationships. Something needs to be different in my career. I cannot wake up to this job every single day. Something needs to change about my diet. Something needs to change about my weight. So you are at that second stage where you have decided that there is a need to change. Then with that, you need to now get to that point where you identify your next course of action. So the first step that I'll be sharing with you is for these people who are now ready to make a change. You have identified what specific change is required. 2, you are willing to make the change. And 3, you believe in yourself, even with the tiniest willingness, that you have the ability to make change. And lastly, that the change is important to you. You highly prioritize change. When those 3 things are aligned, chances are that you are on that very first step of making a change. Once that is resolved and clear in your mind, you are ready to move on to the next step, where you now make a commitment to an actual change. And research has shown that when you make a commitment to change, ideally your change needs to be small, tiny, one that you can start off with, and you go increasing it gradually. But you start off with something that is manageable for you, something that you can actually do. I'll go back to diet as an example, because many of us say we want to lose weight, and on that day we make a resolution, we go ahead and change our diet drastically. 2, we go ahead and start off in a rigorous exercise regimen, and we probably join several communities of people trying to lose weight. So what does that mean? When we change our diet drastically, we are already exerting a lot of effort on ourselves, and it will take a lot of effort on our part to maintain that specific diet that we have selected, particularly if it is very, very drastic. And 2, if you have gone for the most rigorous exercise regimen, then it is also likely that you will require a lot of effort to keep at it regularly, and be consistent on it. What if you change it and you change your approach, and instead of a very drastic change, you decided that I'll do one small tiny thing, that yes, my end goal is to lose weight, but I will start off with A, B, or C. Probably you'll start off with eliminating a particular food that contributes to your weight gain, or you'll start jogging every morning. Maybe jogging is also very drastic if you have not been doing a single thing. Probably you will just be walking, yeah? And if you are a graduate student, you want to do a very tiny thing. Maybe say, for example, I will work on my dissertation maybe every evening for 1 hour, or every week for an hour, if that works for you. In other words, I'm saying you're making a commitment to change, but you're committing to one small change, and then one that you can see its rewards. Our brains are made in such a way that we want to see rewards and immediate rewards. So we are not very enthusiastic about rewards in the future. Soon enough, we are able to form a habit on it, and we can keep going once the habit has been formed. Or a practical step that we can take is just take action. Just start. If it's walking, just start walking. Because of our minds wanting to avoid things that expend a lot of energy, we tend to want to wait. We want to do research. We want to look for information. We want to look for the right people. We want to look for the right gear. We want to look for the right things, the perfect situation. Just start. You may never get to that perfect point. You may never get to a place where everything has aligned perfectly. So just start. And then the last part of it is that once we have started, being consistent becomes the hardest bit. Remember, if we had taken it one small step at a time and we simply started not because we were looking for perfection, now we need to move towards perfection. And how do we do that? We do that by learning. We do that by finding what I would call signposts that keep reminding you of the goal that you have, and not just a signpost that is like a warning. It needs to be a rewarding kind of signpost. So for example, for me, who loves learning and studying, the times that I get discouraged, I tend to look for videos of people being rewarded for their hard work in studies, for example, graduations. And that motivates me. That gives me the extra energy that I need to be able to go back to my study. So what works for you? Perhaps it's listening to podcasts, people who have achieved the goals that they wanted to achieve. So look for that small thing that will keep reminding you of your goal, but not just keep reminding you of your goal, but will make your mind associate the goal with something good, with something positive. Because as long as our minds associates our goals with something negative, then we are likely to give up on it or simply avoid it and not do it at all. So what we are saying is strive to start, do not look for perfection. The focus should be on the progress that you make, no matter how tiny that progress is. So we are measuring progress, not perfection. Measure progress, not perfection. Thank you very much for watching this video. Go out and win. Make that first commitment. See you in the next video.